Good morning and happy Sunday. Congratulations on reaching a $4 million market cap. Congratulations to all the holders. And that was a fun night. I'm glad I got some rest, but I was having fun watching what was happening for a second. I thought for a second we were going to cross it last night. We had some good back and forth going. We've got some good volume going right now. We've been having some really good discussions in the background about how to thicken liquidity, some strategic alliances that could be forming with other members of the community. And I'd love to keep on exploring those conversations further. So if you're out there and you're interested in talking to us, I'd certainly love to talk to you. A couple of thank yous. I've had several people reach out to me. Thank you to Liberty for the heads up last night. He texted me at about 9 or 9:30, gave me the heads up on something. Thank you for the heads up on that. Thanks, Giga, for the conversation. Thank you to several members of the community for feedback on posts, cross-sharing, reposting. Thank you for all the marketing help. Thank you for reaching out to people. Thank you for helping for onboarding. Thank you to everybody who's making an effort on getting the word out, getting eyeballs on the chart, getting this in front of people. This really is a group effort, and this could not be done by one person, 10 people, 100 people. And the more people we do get involved, the more effective this becomes. You are in charge of how big we get. I can't do this by myself, and I certainly can't do it even with a group of 5 or 6 people. It is all up to us as a group, how this goes as a token community. So thank you for all your efforts. Okay, on to the giveaway. Yesterday morning, I rolled out the idea that we would have a meme contest and we would run it until noon today, Mountain Standard Time. That ended 12 minutes ago. There were 2 folks that made me laugh out loud. A lot of activity was produced by Crypto Degen. One meme in particular, the reference to The Shining, made me laugh out loud in a quiet house early this morning. Crypto Degen is the winner of 21,000 CVRE. Congratulations. Send me your wallet address over DM. Also, congratulations. I couldn't just give away one prize. To Recovery Phrase. Recovery Phrase produced a meme that I'm calling The Long Night Out. Shows the CVRE Guy Fawkes guy drinking with friends and then being auctioned off, taped to the wall, for millions of dollars. Probably one of the funniest things I've seen in a long time. Also, DM me your wallet address. I'll create a post with these winners as well. Thanks for participating, everybody. And thanks for creating such great content that we can share around. And if you haven't seen those yet, go check them out. They're on the X profile. A couple of items of business. I had a couple of folks reach out to me as the chart started to take off about some backrooms deals, over-the-counter deals. A couple of these deals came in requesting that I sell tokens at a discount. I wanted to make it known to you, token holder community, that there won't be any backroom deals where I'm selling tokens at a discount at all. If any tokens are sold over the counter by myself for any significant amount of money, it will be at a premium or it will be at market value. It will be only for goods and services related to the token community, and those will be disclosed if they're for any significant amount of value at all. So I wanted to make that clear to you that if that occurs, you will be hearing about it from me whenever it occurs, and we'll be talking about it if that were to happen. But it will not be at a discount, and it will not be without you knowing about it when it happens. I saw a meme floating around, I think from Crypto Degen, about how the token might be going to $100 million in market cap. In crypto, $100 million is not that big of a number, right? We've seen crypto communities shoot up to $100 million in valuation pretty quickly, quite easily. But a lot of you don't know how small that number is in real estate. So I want to illustrate it for you. In Utah right now, new real estate is probably being sold somewhere between, 200 and $225 a square foot in my community, depending on what it is and where you are. And in apartments, that could translate to like the average apartment building of 25 to 30 units being worth somewhere between, 6 to 7.5, $6 to $8 million, depending on where the building is in the city and how nice the building is, et cetera, et cetera. So for you to get to $100 million in real estate, you're not really talking about that much real estate. In fact, you're talking about maybe less than a dozen deals of significant size to get to $100 million. And that's just in outside deals in the multifamily space. So if you can picture what could happen with the connection between crypto and real estate, if you have an asset that blows up in the crypto space to $100 million in market cap, and we were able to convert 50% of that into liquidity, into USDC that could then be used somehow to secure real estate deals, that could very easily be collateralized in the real estate world and create a support system of collateral in the real world that would support the value of the token during the bear market. Just to get your imagination going and how easy it would be to connect these two worlds in a meaningful way that's not a high number of transactions out in the real estate world. That's a very doable number of transactions. And if you just had one of the right conversations with the right sized developer, that could be, just one conversation. And I know what that one conversation is. And so do a lot of other people, not just in my community, but if I picked up the phone and called 5 or 6 people, in fact, someone in your community, in the crypto community, who if he or anyone around him picked up the phone and called 5 or 6 people, he could probably secure $75 to $150 million conversation with one phone call. And that phone call, the ease with which we could collateralize with one phone call, that's really what we're building the infrastructure for, is the ability to make that one person in that one phone call feel comfortable with that level of collateralization. That's what we're working for. Okay, let's talk now about how CVRE fits in with the RH core tokens and RH's core philosophy. I've been paying attention to Richard since late 2020, and my first buys were in late 2020 and early 2021. And some of you have heard me say it before, but if you've listened to RH talk for any period of time in any of his YouTube videos, some of you remember his 2-3 hour streams. Those streams demonstrate very clearly that he knew what he was doing and he had a plan way back then. Yeah, I mean, some of the details could have changed along the way, but he knew where he was going. He had an intent about what he was doing, even back then. And I have to recognize that even though we have experienced some success in the short term over the last 4 months, that success would not have been possible without the ecosystem that RH has built and the opportunities that he's created for people like me, because I can't code. It's Sunday. I can't do anything to move this token forward except talk to you guys and shitpost on X. There's nothing else I can do. I can't be a developer. I can't call up an attorney and move the legal system forward. That's not my area. There's no deal making that I can run out and do right now. All I can do is talk to strangers on the internet on Sunday in the middle of the day. That's my job as a person who's helping this community right now. What RH has created allows all of us the opportunity to do what we do best. And so, with that in mind, I think that even though I have an idea of what the plan should be, as the cycle progresses, I'm going to be taking cues from what Richard is rolling out. And even though I may think that I know what's going to happen in the cycle, I'm going to be paying attention to products and services and cues that the guy who founded the chain may roll out, may hint about, may suggest that we pay attention to, because he may be closer to pertinent, important information because of the size of his bag, the people he knows, and the influence that he carries than I do. So I'm going to be paying attention to the billionaire, perhaps trillionaire, who he may become this cycle, because I know who he may have contact with. And I think that's just good business. That's just wise. Does that mean I'm going to scrap every aspect of the plan on a whim? Absolutely not. But I'm going to be paying attention to the guy whose chain it is in case there's a change in the winds or a change in cues coming from that direction. And with that in mind, we're talking about protocols on the CVRE side that could be producing yield from real estate potentially. And I'm going to be open if there's an opportunity on chain that could be a better option that rolls out from the founder. So we're going to be paying attention to all of our options. We're going to be paying attention to what RH says. And the original Hex OGs, anyone who's ever listened to Richard and has paid attention to what he does in the space should know that I know that and that I'm paying attention to that as well. For anyone new here, if that went over your head and you have no idea what I just said, go back and listen to some of the original YouTube content from Richard if you have no idea who he is, and catch up a little bit. It could be that he starts streaming here in the next couple of weeks. I have no idea what he's going to do. We can't have any expectation that he's going to show up, but I do believe that if he does show up and suddenly starts talking to the community again, the chain's going to explode with activity. So it's worth paying attention to. All right. I have nothing else to cover. I hope you guys have a wonderful Sunday. Let's make this token community grow. I've got your backs. I'm working hard in the background. I'm doing everything I can to make this mission a successful one. And I'm going to make it so that we accomplish every single goal that we possibly can this cycle and create the real world connection between real estate and crypto. That's the mission. That's the goal. We're going to do it legally. We're going to do it within the regulatory framework that we're allowed to do it within the United States, with the correct legal help, within the technology protocols that allow us to do it in a decentralized fashion without you guys having to trust me to push buttons. And we're going to get that started here within the next week, I believe. So any questions, shoot me a DM, give me any feedback, any questions, any comments, and spread the word as quick as you can so we can get this thing rolling. Thanks so much and have a great Sunday.